Welcome. My name is Nadia Anderson.
My name is Amelia Davis.
You listen to Power Your Story podcast.
Season 2.
The show starring the students of Ray Graham Training Center High School in Chicago.
This season, we are exploring both power and beauty.
How can we be more responsible with money?
Zamire and Keenan talk to Malik Jackson, who teaches budgeting, money management, entrepreneurship, and Ray Graham Training Center High School.
This podcast is made to give power through our stories.
Thank you for listening. Enjoy the show. Amelia Davis, say your name.
My name is Mrs. Lee Jackson.
What to do with Ray Graham?
I teach personal finance at Ray Graham, and I'm also the case manager here at the school.
The school? How to make money?
There are multiple ways that you can make money. One of the things that I like to focus on with my students is creating jobs for themselves. So one thing that we work on each year is creating a business plan from scratch so that students can learn how to build a business on their own so they can become entrepreneurs. And also you can get a competitive job as well. So we focus on both things.
Yeah. Why is it important?
Well, it's important for multiple reasons. So, for example, if you want to buy personal things that you need, like your personal hygiene items and things just to survive, it's important that you make money for that. It's important that you make money to pay bills. And it's important that you make money if you decide that you want to live on your own, you may have to pay rent. And it's just good to have money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. How to make power?
Money gives us power because it gives us the ability to make decisions about what's best for us. Okay?
Best
What's best for us on things that we need, things that we want.
Where do I save money?
Actually, if you come to my first period class in finance, I can teach you. But one of the things I teach my students is that we come up with a budget, and then we also learn that you can save money using a piggy bank, and then we also teach you how to save money going to a bank and creating a savings account. But one of the things I tell my students that you can't build money by having money in a piggy bank, So it's always good to have money saved at a bank where you can build interest. And so when you're in my class, you will learn the definition of interest and all of those things.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
You're welcome.
Okay. My name is Keenan Smith. I'm doing the interview with my special guest tonight.
Mrs. Lee Jackson.
I'm glad to have you on podcast. Tell us about yourself.
I am a finance teacher here, a personal finance teacher at Ray Graham Training Center, and I'm also a case manager, in which I am responsible for making sure that students get a new IEP each year, which is an individualized education plan. I make sure that, we schedule the meetings, contact parents, we make sure that things are filed properly, and that you guys get a copy of it once we're finished with the meeting. And so this is a document that tells all about who you are and how you learn.
So you have two positions here. You a personal finance teacher and a case manager, right?
Yes, that is correct.
When students are having problem with money, how can you help them so they can have a better understanding of it?
Okay, well, first I explain to them the purpose of money and why do we need money, and how to manage money. I don't in particular teach kids how to count, but I try to be as realistic as possible. So I teach students how to use the technology that they have available to them, like in a phone, like with a calculator, so I like to teach them. I leave that to Miss Bader, the math teacher.
Oh, Miss Bader, the math teacher? Yes, I heard about her. She's a great math teacher.
She is, very much so.
Would you be taking your students out to these community-based trips to purchase things? How do you get them to stay in their budgets if they don't know what to do?
Well, I have multiple ways of doing that. As you know, each month we take a trip to Walmart. We take trips other places, but Walmart is pretty much our base right now. And students who are a little tech savvy and they have cell phones, I remind them to use their phone and their calculators to make sure they stay within budget. And then for my students who may not have that technology, this year we've been just taking a sheet of paper, old school, and a pencil, and they write down the prices, and at the end I'll help them calculate it, or another team member will help them calculate it to see if they within budget. And if they over budget, which we just had a field trip last week, we had some students that were over and they had to make a decision, which is the opportunity cost. They had to figure out which one they needed the most, and they had to make a decision, and they made that decision, and that kept them within budget. And I reminded them that, you will be back next month and they can purchase that same item then if it's something that they need at that time.
So you be teaching them don't buy the most expensive thing?
Yeah, I try to teach my students, because that is the IEP goal, is to make good economical decisions. But if it's something that you really want, and it's a short-term savings goal, I say, get it, but you just have to save for it and make sure you take care of the things that you really, really need.
I was like that too. I saw this thing I wanted so badly. I started to buy it, but I could get that anytime. So I'm just going to leave it alone for now.
Yeah. And Keenan, I had you in my class last year, and I would have to say that you were a great consumer. You did great last year. I like the way that you use multiple forms of payment. You use cash, and you also use your debit card. You were a very great student, so you made some good choices.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, about the Walmart trip, when students don't know where to find things, and them signs that be up so they can help them.
Yeah, so one of the things I teach the students at Walmart in particular is to look for the person that's in a uniform, and we're reminded of uniform because we have to wear uniform here, and that's the importance. So when you're in a setting like that, you can know how to identify. And we know at Walmart, we call them associates. So if they can't find something, they ask the associate. But yes, you're right, we do read the signs to see, which items or goods, but a lot of times we use the associates. Even me when I'm out, I don't like to do all that reading, so I just go ask somebody in a uniform.
Oh, you saying you don't feel like reading all them signs where you could just ask for help?
Well, no, I'm just lazy. I don't feel like walking up and down the aisle. If I just see somebody with a uniform, I say, hey, where's the sugar? And they just tell me the number.
I guess you don't be wanting to walk all over the store.
No, I don't. But I'm actually sitting here thinking, because my mom told me there was an app that I can use on the phone, and every time you go in a particular store, it'll tell you the aisle that the item is in. So I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking I might have some of my students that's a little tech savvy put the app on their phone.
Oh, like a GPS?
Absolutely. Yes, Keenan, like a GPS.
Okay, one more question.
Sure.
What's your greatest thing about working here?
The greatest thing about working here is working with the students. Every student is unique, and I really, really enjoy it. That's why I was so happy when Ms. Parker said, you know what, I need you to teach some classes. I said, okay, because I get so tired of being in this office. So, I just get a lot of enjoyment, and I'm learning something new each day. And it just makes me appreciate life a little more, because I know a lot of students here, they overcome a lot of obstacles, and, and they just make me want to be a stronger person. So just the students. And I love the staff too as well. I think Ray Graham is like the best.
So you a woman that believes in people.
Oh yes. Yes, I do. I believe every student here can learn. And that's why I went into this particular field. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being on broadcast.
Yes, thank you, Keenan. It was
Mijn is mag, dus afval de Fiddles by Kenneth Smith and Jamaica Davis, with editing by Jamaica Davis.
With production supports from After School Matters and the Creative Impostor Studios.
You can subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or Stitcher Radio.
Check us out on the web at poweryourstorypodcast.com.
And on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Thanks again for listening.
See you next time on Power Your Story Podcast.